So the worst relationship advice I was ever given was to lie to my girl. And that advice was given to me. little backstory. So there was a previous relationship, cheated, was unfaithful, all that stuff. We ended up breaking up. When people started noticing that we was broken up, they asked like, "Hey T, what happened? Like, y'all seem cool in X, Y, and Z." And I told him, I was like, "Hey, look, I was cheating and all the other stuff, and I was unfaithful." And they was like, "Hey, like, how did she find out?" And I was like, "Well, I told her." And then the first thing, all the homies, like everybody said this. Nobody was just said anything different outside of this. Everybody said, "You guys probably gonna guess it." They was like, "Why did you tell her? Why did you tell her you was cheating? If she didn't have any suspicion, she didn't know or anything like that." And I was like, well, in my opinion, and this is the type of person that I got to a point where I was like, I just need to be honest. I can no longer continue to live a lie. And in that standpoint, I was just like, well, I told her because I didn't want to continue to live a lie. And like, nobody was bigging me up or whatever. They wasn't like, "Oh man, that's what's up. You was being honest." And everybody was like, "Bro, you never tell your girl that you cheating on you. Like, you never tell your girl you're cheating. You got to keep it P. Just do your thing and like have her not find out." Now, the issue with that I find out, over 5+ years later, is that if I was not honest about what happened, I would not have been able to heal the reason why I was cheating. I would not have been able to break that person in order for me to now be in a healthy, sustainable relationship. And I say that's the worst advice because a lot of us are living in these relationships that are just foundational lies. Like, they're full of lies. And we wonder why it doesn't work. We wonder why it doesn't work because we're not giving ourselves really the opportunity to really heal, right? For me, I know I had to do the work to figure out, like, why was I cheating? It had nothing to do with, me being like, okay, well, I feel like I need to have sex with somebody else. Like, it's deeper than that. It's like wounds I had to heal. Those things that I had to realize about myself. Those things I had to break within myself in order for myself to heal from it. So I say all that to say, if you are in a relationship, you find that it's like foundational lies, like somebody's been cheating on you or you've been cheating and whatever it may be, I would just encourage you to be honest. Life is too short to continue to live a lie. Life is too short to continue to live a lie. And you have to put yourself in a position, if you're trying to have a healthy relationship, to start to be honest, not even with your partner, but be honest with yourself. Do you really want to be in this relationship? Are you really built for it right now? Are you ready for that? A lot of people are ready to be in a relationship, but they're not, or wanting to be in a relationship, but not ready to be in a relationship. Everybody, it's kind of like the old saying, like, everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. So I say all that to say, I encourage everybody, if you're listening to this, to start to be honest in your relationships. See where it takes you. See where it takes you, not you guys together, because it may take y'all breaking up in order for you to figure out what's really going on with you. So being honest, I don't care what the culture says about whatever, like, keep it P, whatever. Don't tell your girl, continue, whatever it is. If you want a sustainable relationship, you got to be honest, and that's just what it is. That's what it is. The foundation of a lot of relationships, all relationships, I would say, is trust. So I encourage you to be honest, encourage you to, be vulnerable. I encourage you to, continue to figure out, what do you really want? Continue to figure out what you really want.